Have you ever sat in a quiet room and felt the weight of loneliness pressing down on you? Maybe the phone isn't ringing as much as it used to, the house feels emptier, and the days stretch out longer than they once did. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know something very important. You're not alone in this feeling, and more importantly, you're not powerless against it. Loneliness can creep up on us in different ways. Sometimes it's after a big life change, retirement, losing a loved one, or even moving to a new place. Other times it happens slowly, so gradually, that one day we just wake up and realize we're spending more time alone than we ever expected. And the truth is, loneliness isn't just a feeling, it can actually affect our health. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can increase the risk of heart disease, weaken the immune system, and even lead to cognitive decline. But here's the good news. Just because you find yourself alone doesn't mean you have to feel lonely. Happiness isn't about how many people you have around you. It's about what you do with the time you have. And today, I'm going to share simple, powerful things you can do every single day to bring more joy into your life. Things that don't require a huge social circle, just a little intention and effort. One of the first things you can start doing is establishing a morning ritual that gives you a sense of purpose. When you wake up, what's the first thing you do? Is it sitting in silence, scrolling through the news, or maybe just going through the motions without much thought? I want to challenge you to try something different. Start your day with a meaningful routine, something that excites you, even in a small way. Maybe it's stepping outside to breathe in the fresh air, writing down one thing you're grateful for, or even playing a favorite song while you make your morning coffee. A simple shift in how you start your day can set the tone for the hours ahead. And speaking of routines, one of the most powerful daily habits you can develop is engaging in something creative. It doesn't matter if you've never picked up a paintbrush, written a poem, or played an instrument in your life. Creativity isn't about talent, it's about expression. When you engage in something creative, whether it's gardening, knitting, sketching, or even trying out new recipes, you're giving your mind something to focus on, something to build on, something that makes you feel alive. It's not about impressing anyone, it's about feeding your soul. Another way to bring happiness into your day is by making small connections. You don't need a big group of friends to feel connected. A simple interaction with the cashier at the grocery store, a wave to a neighbor, or even a short phone call to a distant relative can remind you that you're still part of the world. Sometimes we assume other people are too busy for us, but the truth is, they might be waiting for someone to reach out to them too. So take that first step. It could be as simple as sending a thinking of you message to an old friend or joining a local group, even if it's just online. Now, if you're thinking, that all sounds nice, but I don't have the energy or motivation, I hear you. Some days are harder than others, but happiness isn't about waiting for motivation. It's about taking small steps, even when you don't feel like it. And once you start, you'll find that each little action makes the next one easier. One of the biggest myths about happiness in old age is that it depends on the people around us. While good company is wonderful, the truth is, happiness is something we build from within. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is by taking care of both the body and the mind. Because when you feel good physically, it's much easier to feel good emotionally. Movement is key. And no, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights at the gym. Just a simple daily walk, a few gentle stretches, or even dancing to your favorite song in the living room can make a world of difference. Movement helps release feel-good chemicals in the brain, reduces stress, and keeps the body strong. But more importantly, it reminds you that you're alive, that you're capable, that your body is still working for you. If you've ever woken up feeling sluggish, a little down, or like the day ahead feels heavier than it should, I want you to try something. Before you even get out of bed, stretch your arms up, take a deep breath, and tell yourself, today is a new day, and I will make the most of it. It might sound small, but setting that intention before your feet even touch the ground can shift your entire mindset. Now, while movement is important, what you feed your body also plays a huge role in how you feel. Have you ever noticed that on days when you eat well, lots of fresh fruits, vegetables, and wholesome meals, you feel lighter, more energized? And on days when you rely on processed foods, sugary snacks, or skip meals altogether. You feel sluggish, maybe even a little down. That's not a coincidence. What you eat fuels not just your body, but your mood, your energy, and even your brain health. Here's a simple habit to try. Once a day, make a meal that's just for you, something nourishing and enjoyable. It doesn't have to be complicated. A fresh salad with colorful veggies, a warm bowl of soup, or even a smoothie with your favorite fruits. When you take the time to prepare something for yourself, you're sending a message that you are worth the effort. You deserve care, even from yourself. Now, beyond food and movement, there's something else that's just as powerful in bringing happiness into your life. Learning. Yes, learning. A curious mind is a happy mind. It keeps life interesting, gives you something to look forward to, and reminds you that no matter your age, there is still more to explore, more to discover. Think about something you've always been curious about. Maybe it's a language you've always wanted to learn, a book you've meant to read, or even a new skill like photography, playing a musical instrument, or storytelling. The beauty of learning is that it doesn't have to be for anyone else. It's just for you. Thanks to technology, there are so many free resources online, from YouTube tutorials to virtual museum tours, and even online courses designed specifically for older adults. Even if you start small, watching a short documentary, reading an article about something new, or picking up a hobby you once loved but let go of, it keeps your mind engaged and your spirit excited. And the best part, learning brings confidence. It reminds you that you are still growing, still capable, still evolving. Happiness isn't something that just happens to us, it's something we create, one choice at a time. And every little step you take, whether it's moving your body, eating well, making small connections, or keeping your mind active, is a step toward a fuller, richer life. Now, there's something truly special that can change the way you feel about being alone. It's simple, yet incredibly powerful, practicing gratitude. You might be thinking, I've heard this before, but stay with me. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you or thinking happy thoughts. It's a habit that rewires your brain to focus on what's good, even on the tough days. Here's a little challenge. Every morning or evening, write down or simply say to yourself 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. It could be the warmth of your morning tea, the sound of birds outside your window, or a memory that made you smile. When you make gratitude a daily practice, you start seeing more of the beauty in your life. And when you see beauty, loneliness loses its grip. Another way to fill your days with joy is by giving. No, not money, though that's kind if you can, but your time, your wisdom, your kindness. When you do something for someone else, even in a small way, you create a connection that lifts both you and them. Maybe you call someone who's been on your mind, write a letter to an old friend, or share a kind word with a stranger. If you have skills or knowledge to share, consider mentoring, volunteering, or even joining an online group where people exchange advice and encouragement. Giving reminds you that you still have so much to offer and that feeling of purpose. It's one of the greatest antidotes to loneliness. And here's the final habit that can truly change your life: embracing the present moment. It's easy to dwell on the past, on the people we've lost, the things we wish we'd done differently. It's just as easy to worry about the future, about what comes next. But real peace, real happiness comes from being right here, right now. Try this. Take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Look around and find one thing to appreciate in this moment. Maybe it's the way the light hits the window, the softness of your favorite chair, or the quiet comfort of your home. When you bring your attention to the present, you stop chasing happiness and you start experiencing it. So let's bring it all together. You have the power to shape your happiness every day, no matter where you are in life. Move your body, feed it well, stay curious, connect with others, give from the heart, and practice gratitude. These small habits aren't just ways to pass the time. They are the keys to living fully, even when you're alone. And remember, you are never truly alone. This world still has so much for you, and you still have so much to give. So take that step today, even if it's just one, because happiness isn't waiting for you somewhere out there. It's in the choices you make, right here, right now. If this message spoke to you, let me know in the comments. What's one thing that brings you joy each day? And if you haven't already, subscribe for more wisdom, encouragement, and reminders that you are never alone in this journey. Here's to living fully, no matter our age. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.